Good morning and welcome to Travels with Monkey Boy. We are day 3 of our adventure to the Maldives. It's 3 a.m. and this is how I begin my day. Sitting under the full moon on the deck of my bungalow with the waves of the Indian Ocean lapping against the poles, holding it up. It's a nice way to recall the memories of the day. Day 3 started early as we had all fallen asleep at 8 p.m. the night before. Breakfast opened at 6:30, so we prepared a beach bag and took the 15-minute walk along the shore to the resort's main compound. As we walked, Lizzie picked up a seashell, and it reminded me that shell hunting was something I always wanted to do, but never was at the right place to do it. This was the right place. In our 20-minute walk, we picked up 20 unique shells, which is better than I've done in my whole life of wandering beaches. There are a lot of posts about not taking the seashells from the Maldives because of the environment. Imagine if every tourist took 100 shells and there's a million tourists a year, blah, blah, blah. I'm not arguing with their math, but as we walk around that day, we see one of their main construction resources is ground up seashells being poured into the concrete mixer. Seems the best way to keep humans not to turn beautiful seashells into concrete buildings is to have the children become enchanted with them. Anyway, if we get arrested at the airport, you know why. Breakfast was quite an exciting adventure. We arrived with our shells a bit early, so we all went swimming in the enormous swimming pool. It was a bit cool as it was still early in the morning, but refreshing and beautiful because we could see to the west some scary dark clouds heading our way. Shortly after they opened the breakfast room, which is a covered open air building, and minutes after we sat down for our food, the storm hit. Winds were so strong that glasses and bottles were blown from the bar area and exploded around us. Furniture was overturned, and the staff had to go running amidst the broken glass to get the wooden storm panels to cover the windows. We were sitting in the center part of the enclosure, so the rain didn't get to us, and we're quite excited at the chaos. I bravely didn't complain to the staff about the eggs being slightly cold. As seems to be the way on the Maldives, the ferocious storm was over in half an hour, and that's all the rain we saw that day. After breakfast, we went back to our room, and around 10, we descended the stairs of our bungalow into the ocean for Lizzie's snorkeling lesson. She'd actually been snorkeling once before in a horrible place called Discovery Cove in Orlando. It was basically like all things in Orlando, a fake reef set up so you could fake snorkel and swim with imprisoned dolphins, all for the low price of $1,000 for a family of 4 for the day. Why do people do this? Real miracles exist. Don't give money to the mouse people for their fake miracles. Anyway, Lizzie hated it, was afraid of the fish, and didn't like the breathing underwater thing, leading to our favorite picture of her at 8 in her swimsuit and snorkel thing with tears running down her face. For this trip, I bought her a mask and snorkel in advance. Always use your own mask and snorkel. The snorkel places often offer you to use theirs, but they're frequently garbage, and nothing ruins snorkeling more than a leaky mask or swallowing the ocean through your $2 snorkel. And today was practice day before our multiple snorkeling days coming up. There weren't many fish in our area, but we did know that there were 6 blacktip reef sharks within 100 yards of us. So what we lost in variety, we made up for in fear. Not really. Blacktip reef sharks are maybe 3 feet long and harmless to humans, but they really were there and really looked like sharks. The best fish we saw we called the ginger fish, as it was hanging out by the stairs to the ginger's room. Lizzie did great. In the afternoon, I did something that I have never done before and thought I never would. I got a massage. They have a fancy spa here, and as part of our package, they included a free 50-minute spa for each of us. So my cheapness overcame my belief that no matter how hard you try, you can't tenderize an old shoe. The first step in the process was choosing the service, and I chose a shiatsu massage just because it was different from what the girls were getting. It was an oil-free massage and worked on your pressure points and freed your stress. or at least that's what the brochure said. I found initially my stress rising as my pretty young masseuse from Bali, Maldives are Muslims, so can't massage as they can't touch foreigners, handing me a one size fits all pair of underwear that she told me to put on. By fits all, I think they meant all Maldivian schoolboys, as I couldn't get them past my knees. I told them of my struggles, and she said, "It's okay, just use your own underwear." And I said, "I only brought my swimsuit." And she shrugged and said, "Just go naked then." These Bali women do not scare easily. So the first thing is they have you lay on the table face down with a cutout spot for your face. And as you look down, they have a bouquet of flowers to look at. There is incense burning in the room, and the only sound you hear are the waves crashing in the shore 50 yards away. It would have been very peaceful if it weren't for the fact that as she started massaging me, I suddenly had the urge to fart. She threw herself at her work, pounding any muscle she could find in my body as I tightly clenched my sphincter. She worked for an hour, and finally, as she told me to go into the dressing room and change, I was able to have a long, peaceful fart. And finally, I know the feeling of Zen. Our massage ran into the happy hour, so we raced to the bar where they have all you can drink from 4 to 6. Lizzie and I were pounding them, so any coherent thoughts after this would just be made up. We had dinner at 7, and then they took us with the golf cart back to the room. Okay, that's the story for today. Let me take you real quick to the maps. Okay, again, Maldives in the neighborhood. There's the capital of Mali. And remember, we flew from Mali down to Gan, just down here. And we were staying at the South Palm Resorts. So this is where we flew in here, and they took us on a boat ride across to South Palm Resorts. The city was maybe an hour away or something like that. So they're really, you were pretty much stranded at this resort, but it was gorgeous. Okay, and let me share with you some pictures from the day. Okay, here's our prop plane that flew in. Here's an atoll. It is an island that's made, and you'll see a lot of them in the picture in the background. Coral reef grows around an area, and there's your island. Here's us getting off of the plane. Me still wearing the stupid mask that they wore during this stupid pandemic. There's the boat dock that we took. Here's Lizzie in our hotel room overlooking the water. Here's us walking to the breakfast area. Lizzie picking up seashells. This is the spa area where we went into. They had a number of spas where you walked out and you sat in this kind of disgusting colored water. Here's the entrance area. This is the lobby of the hotel that we stayed at. Here's Lizzie with a pretty flower that they give to you each day. Here's us waiting for our cocktails. And here's us drinking our cocktails. Me with a lovely green one. Lizzie, not legal to drink in the US, but they didn't really ask in the Maldives. Remember, it's a Muslim country, so alcohol is pretty much forbidden except in the resorts. And as this was COVID time, if you managed to get to South Palms Resort, they didn't care. This is the swimming pool. This is the ocean. There's Danielle with some pretty flowers they gave her. There's the sandy beach. Lizzie at the sandy beach. Danielle at the sandy beach. A whale washed up on shore. There's Lizzie finding a shell. There's me in the water. as the storm is coming in. And then just leave it at that one then today. Okay, thanks for coming along. Another story for tomorrow.